Good evening, sports fans. This is John Jeff, and I'm coming to you live from where I am. Well, you can always get a hold of me with your comments about the show or any questions you have or any feedback. You can tweet me with the @ STADALMAN. You can hit me up on Facebook, Jeff Stadelman, or JJStad2014. Or you can email me, jjstad2014 @gmail.com. Alright, my first topic today, the Super Bowl. I mean, ouch! Did anybody see that coming? 43-8? I mean, yeah, there were probably people picking Seattle. That's fine. I don't doubt that. But one, to have a safety is within 12 seconds to start the game. And then 43-8. That is the least amount of points that the Denver Broncos had scored all year. I mean, seriously, this is bad. 43-8 is bad, but let's add that to another record for the Denver Broncos franchise. This is a record-winning 5th loss in the Super Bowl for the Broncos. They lost in 1978 to the Dallas Cowboys, 27-10. They lost the 1988 Super Bowl to Washington, 42-10. They lost the 1986 Super Bowl to the New York Giants, 39-20. Then they lost to San Francisco, 55-10, and then of course last night, 43-8. I mean, this team has just got no luck in the Super Bowl. If these weren't so far apart, I would call them the Buffalo Bills almost, because this team has as bad a luck in the Super Bowl as the Bills did in the 90s. So tell me, do they deserve this dubious record? Do they deserve to be called the biggest choke artist in the NFL? But along that note, Peyton Manning. Everybody is criticizing this man for last night's loss. You know, I could have swore there were 10 other offensive players on that field. I could have swore that the center, is the one who hikes Peyton Manning the ball, who went sailing over Manning's head into the end zone and then went out of the end zone and caused a safety. So, I mean, to blame just Peyton Manning for this loss is ridiculous. And now everybody's questioning, is Peyton Manning good as a quarterback as we really thought? I mean, come on. The man has done almost everything in the NFL. He does have at least one Super Bowl ring. Now, yes, he is below 500 in the playoffs for his career, and he has only one championship ring out of 3 attempts. But do championships really make a legend? Do championships really define a career? Because if championships define a career, there's a lot of basketball and football players who aren't that great. So tell me, why should Peyton Manning be blasted? Why should people not take into consideration his what he's done for his entire career, and stop worrying about just the titles? Because if that's all it takes to get into Canton is the titles, then there's a lot of quarterbacks that don't belong in there. Because Dan Marino never won a title. So, I mean, we're looking at just titles. Then half these Hall of Famers that are in there don't belong there. These legends, that we call them, they don't deserve the praise. But, so that's my opinion. I want yours. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. And so, just let me hear your thoughts on Peyton Manning. I'm not a big Peyton Manning fan. I mean, I obviously like him more than Archie or Eli, but I don't think he deserves all the blame for last night's loss. I think that was a team effort that got him there. I think it's a team effort that embarrassed them, and I think that the team deserves the blame. not just Peyton Manning. I understand. Oh well, it's the quarterback gets all the credit. The quarterback gets all the blame. That's just the way it is. And well, maybe it should stop being that way, because as I've said in the past, 9 times out of 10, it's not the quarterback out there. It's not the quarterback out there making the last second field goals. It's the kicker. But what do I know? Tweet me up. Let me know what you think. And give me your opinion. And does Peyton Manning belong in the Hall? Is his legacy set as one of the best quarterbacks, or is he a choker? So, but and I'm going to change gears now. I am going to focus now on Seattle because, well, it has to be said. Richard Sherman, he is proving still to be a class act. He is saying that people need to respect John Elway and Peyton Manning. They need to respect the Denver Broncos. This team is better than what happened yesterday, and yesterday was just a bad day. They met the best defense in the NFL, and I'll agree with that. They met one heck of a defense, but he's not rubbing it in their face. If anything, he's telling the fans to shut up again. So tell me, why is everybody on Richard Sherman? Why do people not like this guy? I have not seen one really bad thing that this man did. I think he's just... Tell me what your opinion is on him. I would still like him on my team. I think the Eagles would benefit from him as a defensive back. I think any team would benefit him on a defensive back position. Seattle sure did this year. So, tell me what you think. Hit me up. My question to you, the 2012 quarterback class. It's their second year in the NFL. Is Russell Wilson the best quarterback of that class? He has 28 wins, the most for any second-year quarterback who is a starting quarterback. He now has a Super Bowl ring, and nobody else in this class has won the Super Bowl. Kaepernick came close last year. Guess what? The Niners lost. And if we're going to start blaming quarterbacks, Kaepernick lost. RG3 came close to Seattle last year, but guess what? Seattle shut him down. And RG3 has not been the same since. Luck, he hasn't even gotten to the division championships yet. So, and here we have Russell Wilson, the smallest quarterback in the NFL. He is winning his first NFL title in 2 years in the NFL. So, tell me, is he the best quarterback in that class? Or are we going to say it's RG3? Because, again, I go back to my original argument. If championships wins for legacy, RG3 is ahead of all of them. So, to me, not RG3, Russell Wilson is ahead of all of them. And supposedly Kaepernick and RG3 have great weapons. But, I mean, yes, I definitely would say that Russell Wilson has a lot of talent around him, and I think that helped win that title. I think that defense won that title, and I know a lot of people say, oh, well, RG3 only manages games. Why? Because he doesn't pass 50 times? That's managing the game? The man had the stats that the team needed him to get. And, again, yes, they run the ball more than they pass, but when he did pass, unlike Peyton Manning last night, he didn't have an interception. Peyton had 2. So, I mean, is Russell Wilson the best of his class? I think he is. I think he's got a great team around him, but I say he is definitely the best right now. Now, is that going to last? I don't know, but he's definitely the best quarterback out of that class right now. So, hit me up. Let me know what you think. And that's where we stand. Alright, current Redskins backup quarterback Kirk Cousins is open for a trade. He told the Redskins that he wants to be a starter, and with the coaching staff all but telling him, sorry, RG3's our starter, that's the way it's going to be, he said he wanted to be traded. He'll stay on the bench. He won't cause any problems, but he wants to be a starter. I mean, obviously, everybody wants to be a starter in the NFL. But my question to you, with Kyle Shanahan, the former offensive coordinator of Washington, being hired by the Cleveland Browns this year, would that be a good fit for Cousins? Would Cleveland be a good fit for Cousins? Do you think he would be able to succeed in the Kyle Shanahan offense? He already has a year experience in it. He wouldn't have to learn it as hard as Hoyer or any of these other quarterbacks that Cleveland has. Cleveland doesn't have that great of a quarterback trio. So, I mean, why not try and trade for him? Would you trade for him on your team? I mean, I hear people say that they're not happy with their quarterbacks. They want a new quarterback here. They want this. They want that. Well, here's a guy. He wants to be a starter. He's probably going to come off the bench next year when RG3 gets hurt again, because RG3 will get hurt again, and he'll lead the Redskins to a few wins. And then when his rookie contract's up, he's going to leave Washington. Washington's going to be high and dry without a quarterback backup, and they're not going to know what to do. So tell me, is this what you want? Do you want Kirk Cousins on your team? Would you take him as your starting quarterback? I mean, I think he would fit great in Cleveland. He knows Kyle Shanahan's offense. But that's just what I say, and that's my opinion. Hit me up. Let me know yours. Speaking of quarterbacks, Michael Vick has interest from two teams when the market hits the free agency period. The Jets and Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are apparently interested in Mike Vick. Why? Both teams have young quarterbacks. Mike Vick is an injury-plagued player, and I'm sorry, he's not that good. He's overrated. He throws more interceptions than he does touchdowns. He is, in my opinion, he's done at quarterback. If anything, he is a running back, and he needs to just go away. He's trying to hold on and rebuild his legacy. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Vick. It's not going to happen. Your legacy is ruined. You're not a quarterback anymore. And it's just time to go. But tell me, would you want Mike Vick on your show or your team? Is he worth part of the roster? I mean, yes, he's a free agent, so they wouldn't have to give anything up for him. You're not trading for him. But is he a good backup, or is he a starter anymore? In my opinion, he's a backup. He thinks he's going to be a starter come week 1. He's looking for a team that is going to say, okay, we're going to hand you the starting job. I think there's only maybe 1 or 2 teams that would do that. It's not going to be the Jets, and it might be the Bucs, but it's not going to be the Jets. I'll tell you who would do that. Jacksonville. Jacksonville doesn't have a quarterback. That is the only team I see giving Mike Vick a starting job is Jacksonville. But would you want him on your team? I know the Eagles aren't going to take him back. I mean, the only way they take him back is if he gives them a cheap discount, and he's not going to do that. So I don't see it happening. Well, we're talking football, and I'm going to keep talking football for a while I still can, because this season's almost over, and I want to cry. I know a lot of people want to cry, because this is the first day of the end of the season, and that hurts, because what else are we going to do? But don't worry, fans. It's only 213 days till the NFL season starts on September 4th, 2014. And the game that's supposed to start us off, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Denver Broncos. That would be a nice rematch. Of course, it won't mean as much as it did Sunday, but I still think it'd be a good rematch. And if they make it happen, I know I would watch. But here's some important dates for you football fans. The NFL Combine starts on February 19th. The free agency period starts on March 11th. The draft is on May 8th. What part of the offseason are you looking forward to the most? And what do you like about it, the offseason? Me,
I like free agency period. I like the draft. The combine, I could care less about. I think the combine is a waste of time. They get